Let's do this.
Call of Duty 4 is one of the most beloved titles in the franchise. Cherished by the CoD community, it was a shock to the world when Activision listened to us for about 3 full-length seconds and decided to greenlight a remaster for the fan-favorite game. And then they immediately dunked on any good faith they had by directly throwing it into scalding hot lava after they bundled it with Infinite Warfare exclusively. You know, Infinite Warfare, the game that received the worst community reception in history just off of the trailer alone, becoming a monumental disaster during the first dark age of Call of Duty. You know, but a guy like me who didn't buy that shit got blessed when Activision decided to drop the Modern Warfare Remastered standalone version, and then even further blessed when I could add it to my library off PlayStation Plus some years ago. The only time I ended up even playing it was doing prop hunt with my girlfriend online before she got her own PC. Speaking of PC, now that Activision is basically cease and desisting the only safe way to play these older CODs online, and they've clearly decided not to come up with an actual useful solution, I decided to revisit these old days and get some platinum trophies along the way. COD 4 specifically has 50 plus 1 for the platinum. This was the COD era I grew up in, so I felt right at home. However, playing an FPS on a controller was something I haven't done seriously in like 7 or 8 years, not since Black Ops 3. So my bones had to readapt to the new yet old environment. Look up the ladder. Can I ladder stall? No. Alright, eventually I got the rust off, but not before clearing the prologue with Price and Gaz and the other SAS squads. In the first mission, FNG, you do some target practice. And then you stab some fruit.
Nice.
And then you run their mock training course.
Go, go.
Technically, there were 3 trophies to be earned here, but in my foolishness, I never do any research, so I thought that when I earned a new squadron record, that was the only training course related trophy that I needed at the time. What I failed to notice was this bit right here. The Infinity Ward best time was something I'm now foreshadowing that I will have to beat later on. Regrouping with the rest of the squad, the game asked me to pick my difficulty, and you know, we ain't no softies here at the Moonsout channel, so we jumped straight into veteran difficulty, no questions asked. Veteran? Fuck it. This ends the mission and earns me a winged dagger for my second trophy. Crew Expendable is a mission that is plastered all over the marketing and the memories of gamers around the world and sets the tone for the entire game. This short but sweet level takes us through a cargo ship hauling some nasty nuclear bombs.
You might want to take a look at this.
Legalized nuclear bombs.
Swag Messiah.
There were 2 intel locations on this level, one of which I remembered like I did it yesterday, and the other I only got because the world's greatest minds exist in my chat. I was looking for this one. Oh, was there an intel that I ran past? Oh. Good call. If you also want to keep me company during these trying times, make sure to subscribe and then turn on those notifications or follow me on Twitter. Then you'll never miss when I'm streaming the next game. But that being said, completing Crew Expendable drops 2 more trophies in the bucket, one for basic completion and another one for completing it on veteran. And that brings us to the last mission of the prologue. Blackout was a shorter mission than I remembered, but Task Force 141, as well as the Russian loyalist and Russian military guy Sergeant Kamarov, worked together to save Nikolai, who was the Russian informant on the cargo ship that we raided in Crew Expendable. So throughout most of the game, we're fighting off the ultranationalist political movement that's attempting to overthrow the Russian government and aiding ultranationalist movements throughout the Middle East with their arms deals. You know, while the West isn't great in this scenario, it's definitely better than being an ultranationalist. In this level, I found 2 more intel computers. One right in the beginning of the level. Yeah, there's the first intel. I was right. And another at the very end of the level after clearing the house that we cut the power to. Aha. Bro was on the laptop, on the toilet, doo-dooing, playing Fortnite with this PC. 2 more trophies popped for the completion of this level, one again for the basic completion and another one for the veteran completion. That brings the grand total to 6 as we step into Act 1. This act leads off with Charlie Don't Surf. This is another classic level where you switch points of view to the American front of the conflict. You know something's going down in the Middle East, the Americans always gotta step in, brother. God, guns, and guts and glory or something. The Marines think they have a lead on al-Assad, the ultranationalist movement head for this wing of the civil wars going on. But just like the Bush wars, going in on faulty information makes you look dumb. And while everyone else got caught with their pants down in the broadcast station, I blinded myself with a flashbang and still got a kill off of it. They gave me a trophy called Daredevil. I added 3 more Intel laptops to the collection as well. The first one was in the first building you breach. And after a bunch of deaths, I found another in a building tucked away in a corner of the street section. And the last intel was towards the end of the street, up some stairs, where guys had snipers and RPGs stashed up. Completing Charlie Don't Surf added 1 more trophy, The Search, for the veteran completion. And that's why I decided to call it quits on streaming day 1, and then next day we headed out to Bog. First thing first, going up some stairs after being ambushed in the nighttime, one of our allies gets attacked on the stairs. And since I'm the hero of the story and I saved him, I popped another trophy, Rescue Roycewicz. There we go. Saved Roycewicz. Bog has some more intel, one in the same building you saved your ally in, and this one made my night vision goggles feel like I was looking into the fucking sun. God damn. And the next intel was behind some fruit boxes in the marketplace after you destroy tanks with the javelin missiles. Ending the Bog by destroying anti-air guns and bringing in a helicopter to destroy a fortified position gave us Save the Bacon for protecting Warpig the tank. And now we're sitting nicely at 10 trophies, 20% of the way there. Hunted was the first level where the difficulty did start to pick up, specifically towards the end. Not to say I wasn't dying before, but this was the first part where I felt truly stuck at something in this game. Definitely not the last time either. 141 was trying to leave Russia with Nikolai on board, only to be shot down by a missile and getting stranded. After making their way to a local town, we see some ultranationalists confront a farmer. Smoking the fighter saves the farmer and pops a trophy, Man of the People. I found an intel shortly after some guys caught up with us and assaulted us in a house. And not long after that, I successfully passed the quick time event that activates when you get attacked by a dog. That, sadly, gives us a trophy, Down Boy Down. And then we got caught up in a field nearby a helicopter and a large group of guys. I used my pro gamer athlete skills to clap 4 baddies with headshots. That's another trophy called 4 of a Kind. I inched my way through a greenhouse area where I was able to find another Intel laptop, only to be face to face with an insane checkpoint loop versus a helicopter and a bunch of guys guarding a barn. The gunner in the helicopter had laser beam accuracy. He could be taken out, but he would respawn within a few seconds of dying, so the window would be short to make a move on the guys in front of the barn. That, and being on controller, aim assist doesn't really take effect that far away, so hitting him wasn't always the easiest job. From the last trophy, it took me about 20 minutes to come up with a genius plan to break the cycle. First, I would take out the gunner a few times so I could inch my way up into the building with no roof. I would use holes and windows to pick off enemies standing in front of the barn, and then take down the gunner one more time, and then rush the barn with my shotgun out to breach the inside. Okay, can I live now? And then with the Stinger missiles in hand, I realized they have flares on their helicopter, so I had to shoot them twice. It took me another 6 minutes to figure out that I could just prone behind a box and be mostly safe. Got his ass, right? Yeah.
Bloody nice shooting this, Soap.
So that ended that level and pushed us into Death from Above. The AC-130 level that was also shorter than I remember, and also had this nauseatingly blurry camera effect looking through the AC-130 TV. They literally hurt my eyes. The way this like blur every time you move, it's nauseating. But that being said, we got a trophy for knocking down 5 enemies with one shot of our 105mm cannon called Straight Flush. Another trophy toward the end of the level where I used the 25mm cannon to explode some cars that game ended 2 guys for roadkill. After escorting our TF-141 guys to safety, we get 2 more trophies. A regular completion for Death from Above, and one for beating Hunted and Death from Above on Veteran. So back to the Marine side of things, it is no longer nighttime and we have to escort Warpig away from the bog and extract from the Middle East. Early on in the level, Lieutenant Vasquez tells you to pick up an RPG and take down some helicopters, and after a few tries I ended up doing it. That gives me the trophy Bird on the Ground, but also another trophy, Reinforcements Denied, because some guys fell off when I did that. After quite some time of being checkpoint looped, I cleared a building on the right side of the street for an intel, and then I cleared a building on the other side of the street for another intel, and progressed to the end of the level, cleared another building for the final intel of the level. When we complete the escort, I get another trophy called The Bog for beating Bog and Warpig on Veteran. Shock and Awe is the beginning of the end for Act 1 and sees the Marines doing an invasion of Al-Assad's palace, with the threat of nuclear warheads being in the area. About halfway into it, I found an intel that totaled us to 15, giving us the trophy Look Sharp. Thanks to this level beginning with the use of a mounted grenade launcher, I threw back a grenade in the later part, and I got Explosion Man as my next trophy. I got the next intel in a building not too far away from that, and then, in a dramatic turn of events, the protagonist of the story actually takes an L. The nuclear bomb that Al-Assad has stashed goes off, and just like that, 30,000 men gone in the blink of an eye. The first horseman was our trophy for bearing witness to the first step of the apocalypse. Aftermath sets a somber tone for the conclusion of Act 1. We have 23 trophies as we step into Act 2. This brings us back to the SAS soldiers as they're headed to Azerbaijan to track down Al-Assad. We do the YouTuber favorite, assault some alleged safe houses that could be containing the leader of a terrorist movement at 2 AM challenge. Do not go to Azerbaijan at 2 AM prank gone wrong. I stole 2 laptops that were uploading the prank video, one on a dresser toward the start, and another on the table of a local diner with Wi-Fi. I'm keeping their AdSense, no cap. In a barn on the far end of the field, we located Al-Assad, where Captain Price humanely interrogates him. Upon finding out who his contact is, Price executes Assad then and there. Who was it? None other than Imran Zakhaev.
Imran Zakhaev.
This gave us 2 trophies, wrong number for just clearing that level, and the second horseman for clearing it on veteran. This also concluded streaming day 2 as I wanted to save my favorite levels for when I was feeling more refreshed. Day 3 began right where I left off and is also the longest play session of the entire campaign, and for some good reasons that we'll get to. 15 years prior to the events of the campaign so far, we take it back to Captain Price as a young lieutenant under the command of the
Scottish
Captain Macmillan. The Crown ordered an assassination on an arms dealer known as Imran Zakhaev, so they head out to Pripyat to interrupt one of their deals. I kind of fucked up the stealth part here, so I did miss some trophies that I could have got if I actually did my research beforehand, but I did pick up the intel on the top of a church tower where I scoped this guy. I also accidentally killed the group of guys that were watching the latest Moonsout video on their laptop. Thanks for the support, guys. And the last intel was with the sniper on top of the fire escape. Fast forwarding just a tiny bit to the next level, 1 shot, 1 kill, which definitely was not 1 shot, by the way. I don't know what kind of juice I was on, man. I just missed so much shots. But after a multitude of tries and checkpoint resets, I finally topped Zakhaev. But also using my Galaxy Brain foresight for a secret trophy. If you know why this is a trophy, tell me in the comments. If not, don't Google it, alright? Wait for me to do the Modern Warfare 3 Platinum Trophy. You'll know when it comes out by subscribing. Then you'll find out the truth. 1 shot, 1 kill was a lot harder than I ever remembered. From the moment I shot Zakhaev to when I actually finished the level, the recording time was over 45 minutes. I got another intel on a fire escape after carrying Macmillan for a little bit, and I also made sure to get this other intel that is pretty creatively hidden behind doors that only open if you stand in a certain spot a ways away from them on the other side by the empty pool area where you first come in.
Watch out!
Dude, what the fuck is that? Holy guacamole. Try after try after try of trying to defend against the waves before the helicopter came. Dude, I swear to God I'm shooting right at the guy. I did seize the opportunity to secure another trophy. No rest for the weary is for knifing a dude while he's down. The ultimate disrespect. After a lot of gamer rage and leaning forward, I got really campy and very serious about hitting my snipes. Got close to dying a few times before the helicopter finally came. I'm getting really lucky right now. I double flashbanged and carried Macmillan to safety to end the level and to drop 2 trophies on me. Easy. Done it 100 times. Piggyback Ride is for finishing this level normally, and The Shot was for beating the last 2 missions both on Veteran. This brings us back to the present. This is where we see TF-141 get converged on by the Ultranationalists. They retreat, only for their extra location to get compromised and have to run all the way back down to escape. I didn't get any trophies here this time around, and there's no intel in this level, but I was stuck on the entire thing for 40 minutes because the escape part is what actual hell is. He wants me to take point? Yeah, that's what happens when I take point. Not a chance, bro. 2 shots with a pistol. Dude, like, the instant killing is crazy. But cooling off a bit and learning the mechanics after dozens of failures, I slipped through the cracks to where the helicopter lands and wrapped up the mission. Holy fuck, fuck this.
Heard you guys needed a ride out of here.
Next up is Sins of the Father, the conclusion of Act 2, and a joint operation by the SAS and the United States Marines. They've tracked down Zakhaev's son, Victor, to somewhere in southern Russia thanks to Kamarov. We infiltrate a vehicle checkpoint in the early morning, stealing a laptop on the way. I almost missed that one. We stack up as guards in a treehouse and wait to ambush Victor Z.
Good thing you're up here, because you look nothing like a Russian.
Unfortunately, things never go quite according to plan. So I steal another laptop from the upper floors of the building in an alleyway. And then we follow Victor Z, who is able to escape our ambush to an apartment. Later down the line, he is now cornered by loyalists, SAS, and Marines. Little Z only sees one brutal, demonetized way out.
Shit.
That gave me Desperate Measures and the Third Horseman for beating the level normally and beating it on Veteran. Act 3 begins now. Walking in with 31 trophies in our pocket, the level Ultimatum has us halo jump into Russia, and Griggs fucked up his landing. Like, bro, we're going to Musty Mire, not Tilted Towers, bro, come on. So we gotta save him from getting interrogated too hard, and then once we nuke a power line tower, we make our way to a junkyard where we get assaulted by a large force of enemies. I made a break for one of the rooms to get this level's only piece of intel. The next level, All In, has us pushing to a launch facility where Zakhaev has now sent nukes toward all Western nations. Early on, we got a laptop stuck in a corner, and then another one at the end of the level in a hangar. And just like that, we're on the second to final level. No fighting in the war room. I got stuck on this one for a while too. The final 2 intel await us. One in a conference room of a hallway I saw many, many times thanks to my checkpoints, and finally, the 30th and final intel to give us the Eyes and Ears trophy sits at the end of where you turn the nukes off and another conference room. Just pointing out that this section, from the death of Zakhaev's son to getting the last intel, was an hour and a half of no trophies. But soon after completing the level, we got the Ultimatum. That's for completing the previous 3 levels on Veteran. Now it's time for the end of it all. Game Over takes us on our escape route in Russia, fighting off countless trucks, RPGs, crouching under bullets, and even a damn helicopter. Not the fucking pillar. We crash on a bridge that was partially blown up by that helicopter, and there, behind us, lies the tanker that is getting ready to explode. Before we can escape, I've got to get myself one more trophy. So all the way throughout the campaign, I was attempting to get kills with every type of handheld gun, explosive, as well as the launchers in the game, all the way from the M4, to the 1911, to the RPG, the GP25 attachment on the AK-47, and even the different variants of the gun, like let's say the MP5, and then the MP5 SD with the integrated suppressor. The last weapon chronologically, and the easiest weapon to miss, is the M60. It's only held by this one single guy here on the bridge on Game Over, and then me getting a kill with the M60 gave me Weapon Master, just before completing the game. We fought off all the enemies some more, only for the Hind to seal the deal by shooting the tanker. Griggs tries to carry Soap to safety, only to meet his finale too. Captain Price lay wounded by the car as you witness Zakhaev execute your squad mates, including Gaz. But Kamarov's men pop in last moment. Price slides you his 1911, where I execute Zakhaev and his soldiers to close out the game. Soap is able to be saved by Kamarov's men, but it doesn't look like Captain Price is going to make it out this one. Or is he? With that being said, we got the 4th Horseman trophy for beating game over on Veteran, and we got Win the War for beating the game at all, and Deep and Hard for beating the game on Veteran. 37 trophies in total now. Only one true test of our skill remains in the way. Mile High Club. Instantly dead. Dude, what is that? Oh, whoa. One shot, instantly fucking dead. Like, what am I stuck on? Why am I constantly being dragged into the wall? Can't. Fuck you! Fuck the AI! It's actually fucking insane that he blocked me right there. This is the one. I want everyone to take note, okay? It was exactly midnight my time when I beat the game. My silly ass was thinking, ah yeah, this last one, this trophy will be cake. Mile High Club time. I think I can do this. I'm pretty cracked. Did I have another thing coming for me? Fuck you. Fuck you! This level is just a bonus to the campaign. It has no canon reference as far as I know. It has you assaulting a plane and securing a hostage in under a minute. You know, sounds fine on paper, but in practice, a tube stuffed with 6, 7 or more corner camping, bullet beaming, inhuman gods per room. Not to mention I'm sleepy from a 4-hour gaming sesh after I went to work that day too. I'm sure you'd understand where I'm coming from when these baby rage gamer moments happen. And I went back and I counted. I died or manually reset checkpoints a grand total of, no joke, not lying, but this is by my own count, so I may have missed some resets, so the number may be even higher. I counted 336 deaths or resets. On average, that means I died or reset 3 3/4 times a minute. Considering the mission is hardly 2 minutes long, that's a ton of practice in a short amount of time. But with that being said, here is my super lucky 337th run of Mile High Club.
Weapons free. Tango down in Section 1 Alpha. Tango down. We got a whole breach! Get down! Get down! Stairway clear. Hold for contact. Target neutralized. Target neutralized. Hostile neutralized. Keep moving.
I'm so lucky.
That was your fire up here. We're looking for a civilian.
Oh my god. It's just pure fucking luck. Just like this chat message said, it took me almost exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes to beat this. I was upsetty spaghetti, I was sleepy, and I was tired. But at 1:30 in the morning, I got trophy number 38, Mile High Club. And that night I went to bed. I made a list and I checked it twice. I'm gonna get these trophies because on the sticks, I'm nice. I had one trophy to get specifically from Charlie Don't Serve. So this is the beginning of the final stream. While I was on the way to get it, I had to stab 3 enemies in a row for 3 of a kind, our next trophy. The Charlie Don't Serve trophy is a pretty notorious one. You have to destroy every single TV that has Al-Assad's speech playing on it, and I don't know the exact count of TVs, there's a lot of TVs. Thanks to my past experience with the first version of this game and the veteran playthrough, I knew some hotspots that I should look out for. But I also scoured the map, being careful and cautious not to miss anything. And to my surprise, we got Your Show Sucks on the first try.
Not here. Move Out of loop. Broadcast is
There it is. First try. Good shit. I was pretty proud of that, you know? Next up, I made a return to all Ghilled Up. This was to do the trophies I totally missed the first time. So pro tip, if you alert the guards in this beginning area, you can have 3 attack dogs run at you. This is a really easy place to knife 20 dogs for the next trophy. Dogs. I hate dogs. In the same mission, I moved up to the church tower. If you climb to the top where you find that intel, you'll also find 2 Stinger missiles. At some point, Macmillan will spot a helicopter. It's a bit tricky and you have to be ready for it quickly, but if you shoot both missiles and take down the helicopter, you get another trophy. Man versus machine. We're starting the level once more. I now have to play all the way through without triggering any alerts on this level. Not hard on paper, but there were a few close calls if you don't know what you're doing. Like this one here, where there's 2 guys roaming the area and 2 guys dumping the bodies.
Targets eliminated.
That was so lucky. Having 2 no-scopes land like that. But generally speaking, if you follow Macmillan's orders, you'll get Gillies in the Mist, our next trophy, no problem. Then I went back to the level Heat. The first time I did this, there was no intel, so I didn't really go searching for anything. But if you do climb up this church tower and use all of the RPGs up here, you can get a trophy called the Man in the High Tower. And you can also get 1 more trophy here in this level. When you get to the part where you're holding down the block with a minigun on the helicopter, 5 helicopters full of troops appear. Shoot these down ASAP, but it's not over yet. You get ready for the next one. I had to run back over to the field where 3 more helicopters show up, pick up these RPGs, and run their fade. That'll give you Fly Swatter. If you haven't been keeping count, only 5 more big boys remain. Somehow in the mission bog, I had missed the one where you destroy all the tanks with a javelin. So I speedran up to that point. I easily sniped the tanks from above and got another easy trophy, Feel the Heat. And now we head back to Crew Expendable to claim 3 more rewards. First, I grab this Desert Eagle that this guy drops right here. And with that Desert Eagle, killing 5 guys, no burger, no milkshake, gives you a trophy called Desert Storm. I claimed that and then restarted the level to knock down 2 birds with 1 knife, beating Crew Expendable with only using your knife to take down the enemies. Completing this level again will get you Retro Shooter for beating a level without reloading, and Master Ninja for using knife only on the level. And fellow gamers, here we are, down to our last trophy. We're going back to the training course. Using my de-rusted hands on the controller, some vague memories of doing this back on Xbox, and learning as we go, we have to beat Infinity Ward's best time of 15.1 seconds. Here's my fastest time on the course, surpassing all who stand before me, at least when it comes to getting the Platinum Trophy.
Go, go, go!
Let's hit it.
Hit the targets! Position 2, go! Hit the targets! Flashbang through the door! Position 4, hit the targets! Position 5, go! Hit the target! 6, go! Flashbang through the door!
That's it, right?
Hit the
14-3.
Sprint to the finish!
Let's fucking
Final
go.
position, go!
Good shit. That should be the plat. There it is. Just another day at the office. Just another day at the office. The Platinum Trophy for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered on PlayStation 4. Well, technically it's PS5, but you know, what's the difference? Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you can still hear my voice, I really appreciate you all. The love on the last couple videos has been really insane. And I really like doing these platinums / completions / achievement hunts, whatever you want to call them. So do consider dropping a like, subscribe to stay informed about my next platinum video, ring the bell if you want to come hang out on stream for the next game. And if you're not really a bell person, Twitter is also a place where I'll be letting people know when streams happen. But with that being said, if you really want to support me with your pocket change, do consider putting $1 down on my Patreon for monthly support. It's a virtual tip jar at the moment. But at 10 Patreons, that will let me set up ad-free videos without you guys ever needing YouTube Premium or anything like that. Also, you'll get your name at the end of the video like this. Regardless, watching my videos is more than enough of what I can ask of you. Be sure to come see me in the next one.